Celebrity can often change a person's personality, and not always for the better. No matter the field of their fame, becoming a celebrity can make someone arrogant, self-centered, and unable to see their own flaws or forgive the flaws of others. It can lead them to change their morals, act out of character, and lack compassion for others. But some celebrities manage to avoid this issue by remembering where they came from and the difficulties that led to their success. Humility and gratitude keep them grounded, and everyone around them can see it. These are the individuals who gain something more important than fame. They gain our respect. Georges St-Pierre is an MMA legend, a former two-division champion in the UFC who appears often as #1 on pundits' best-of lists. He holds the record for second longest combined title streak in the organization, as well as the most wins in title bouts and a remarkable professional win record of 26-2. Now retired, his long career with the UFC brought him an incredible amount of notoriety and a multi-million-dollar fortune. He's appeared in feature films including the rebooted Kickboxer franchise and Captain America: Winter Soldier, and it's safe to say that he's one of the most recognizable MMA fighters of all time. It would be easy for fame and wealth at this level to go to anyone's head, but St-Pierre's remarkable life and the people around him tell a different story. Like, share, and subscribe to the Ultimate Fighting Network as we find out how Georges St-Pierre spends his millions. Georges St-Pierre's professional career started before he signed with the UFC, but his star truly rose during his long time in the organization from 2004 to 2013. Because he started out as an unknown fighter with no real reputation, his purses were remarkably small to start with. His first match in the UFC against Karo Parisyan brought in a relatively meager $6,000, $3,000 to show and $3,000 to win. The four-figure purses didn't last long, however, as it quickly became apparent that St-Pierre was a skilled fighter and a real contender. He started making five figures 1 year into his time with the UFC, and by 2007 he had jumped up to six figures. From 2009 to his retirement in 2013, St-Pierre made between $400,000 and $500,000 per fight. To date, his biggest purse was the whopping $2,580,000 he took home to come out of retirement and defeat Michael Bisping for the middleweight title in 2017. St-Pierre has collected 7 fight night bonuses over the course of his career, and since most of them happened prior to the 2014 standardization that made all of the bonuses $50,000, they ranged in amount from $30,000 to $100,000. He also collected one $30,000 Reebok sponsorship bonus for his 2017 return fight. As far as sponsors go, St-Pierre was a powerhouse for endorsements. Over the years, these have included big names like Under Armour, Coca-Cola's NOS energy drink, Hayabusa, Bud Light, Bacardi, and gaming brands like Electronic Arts. These sponsors reportedly brought in between $12 million and $15 million per year. Estimates place Georges St-Pierre's total career earnings somewhere in the neighborhood of $7 million and his total net worth at an incredible $30 million. So, how does Georges St-Pierre spend his remarkable fortune? St-Pierre is one of many fighters who are quite private about their personal lives. It's known that over the years, St-Pierre has lived in various high-end homes in and around Montreal, Quebec, not far from his small Canadian hometown of St. Isidore. Despite being officially retired from the UFC, he still travels around the world to meet with and train with the best coaches, constantly learning and growing in his field. He doesn't seem to have a large collection of luxury items, but at one time he owned a luxury Range Rover SUV, and he's also been reported to own a Lamborghini. He wears luxury watches, but mainly because they were given to him. He likes to eat nice meals, and he loves to buy gifts for his loved ones. In fact, most of St-Pierre's lavish spending over the years appears to be for the joy and love of his family, taking his parents to places they could never afford to visit before his fame, like a safari trip in Africa, and bringing them to high-end restaurants just for the joy of their reactions to being lovingly spoiled by their famous son.
Me, my favorite thing to do is to take my dad in a very high-end restaurant. It was very expensive, you know, like I take him there, and when I eat, I see his steak, you look at his eyes like, oh my God, you don't eat like this very often, so he eat. And he tells me, he's like, when you see the bill at the end, I pay the bill, and he goes, my God, like $50 for a steak, are you crazy? I'm like, yeah. He's like, are you eating like this every week? I'm like, every day. And he almost had a heart attack every time.
Famously, St-Pierre first learned mixed martial arts because he, like so many kids, was bullied at school. Because of this background and the pain it caused him as a child, he's put his celebrity and his dollars behind some truly admirable anti-bullying organizations. His own charity, the Georges St-Pierre Foundation, promotes physical activity and anti-bullying for at-risk youth across Canada and the United States. As part of this mission, St-Pierre started a Cameo account in 2020, and the proceeds go back into the funding for his charity. This way, the love of his fans can be put to monetary good for a whole generation of kids. St-Pierre also encourages others to give back to their communities via his Instagram account, where he recently, and publicly, cleaned out his closets so he could donate to charities in his area. Overall, those who know St-Pierre personally describe him as an incredibly humble, hard-working fighter, and his lifestyle appears to reflect that. He has never had anything to prove. Despite the global popularity of combat sports, only a handful of MMA fighters could ever be truly called celebrities. It takes a certain level of fame and wealth, not to mention a diverse career, to transcend the sport and become a household name. Georges St-Pierre belongs to this exclusive group of fighters, not only because of his success and talent, but also for his passion, humility, and good standing with everyone he encounters. It's pretty challenging to find anyone in the world of MMA who has anything truly bad to say about Georges St-Pierre. Rather, he leaves a genuine impression on fans, experts, and fellow fighters alike. St-Pierre is a prime example of an athlete who, upon reaching a certain level of fame, doesn't rest on his laurels and expect everything to be handed to him on a silver platter. Instead, he pushes himself to be not only the best fighter he can be, but also the best person. And that's why it's unlikely he will ever be forgotten.
No matter how good you think you are, when you step in here for the first time, you get your butt kicked, you know, and it shows you that you got a lot to learn. So and still, every day when I train, you know, there's guys in different discipline who specialize in that particular discipline who are much better than me. So he always keep me humble.
What do you think about Georges St-Pierre? Comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching the Ultimate Fighting Network.